Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer, here from my recovery bed. You know, thinking about important things like the crossover that we all need, ATARI and Xbox. Don't worry guys, I'll update you on my recovery, but first let me get these words out because I'm having trouble with my voice and coughing. And let me just say, please forgive me in case I cough. I'm not going to be able to edit it because I don't know how to do that with these voice commands. I'm basically hitting record on this and then I'm going to have one of my kiddos or my wife, upload it, to the internet. There's a short that I put up with some labels, right, for ATARI cards, 2600 cards. And I was reading a story, on the internet, because that's all I've been doing is using the reader and having the kids play the reader for me on the laptop, and I listen to these articles, and it goes through all of them. And I was listening to the statements of one Phil Spencer and how he saw his games, the games now in multiple platforms. Excuse me. Where before, he was saying that there were going to be exclusives. Let me tell you, I believe that it's not a decision that he took lightly. I think he was forced by the board to do that. I have my kiddo here help me do a Substack, and I put my thoughts in that on there. I'll put a link down below because I think I'm going to do, whenever I do analysis or deep analysis that I can do, on these businesses or video game industry related stuff. Stuff that needs reference, that needs to be more polished out. I'm going to publish it there. I think it's a better format for publishing than YouTube. Regardless, guys, let me tell you something. The board must have forced them, and we know that because they've spent about $80 billion now, in buying studios and what have you. And you need a return on investment on that. And unfortunately, they've only sold 30 million consoles this generation, right? They already gave it up. They're not thinking that they're going to come back this generation, not with the hardware that they've made ever since the Xbox, right? And if you really think about it, out of those 30 million, say half of them have a Game Pass subscription. It's not enough to offset the kind of expenses that this company has had. When you spend that kind of money, you need to bring home the bacon any way you can, right? Your pride has to go out the door, because as a CEO, right, as a board of directors, their only mindset is to get return on investment for the shareholders. That's really what they have to do. And they can't do it on 30 million consoles. It's just not enough consoles. And of course, it doesn't matter what console you're talking about. You're not going to get an adoption of every title to every console. You're not going to sell 30 million copies every time you put out a game. Now, recently, their games have, of course, been better. Before I got, in the accident, I was able to play a little bit of Indiana Jones, and it was great, man. I could feel the DNA, right? The Wolfenstein DNA there. And, it's a pretty good game. Hopefully I can go back to it once I recover. But that's not going to be anytime soon. But those games are going to do better on PlayStation and PC, right? You want to sell everywhere, and they want to be everywhere. It's the destiny that this company has to have. They have to be the biggest third-party publisher in order to have the return on investment that this company is going to need. Because Microsoft is so big that they can just shut the whole thing down, right? They can sell their assets and just say, you know what? We don't want to do it anymore. We're going to sell this to Apple. We're going to sell it, right? If it's not working out. And you can't keep on making hardware that nobody wants to buy, right? And it's a different business model. When the Xbox started, they needed exclusives. When you had the Xbox 360, you needed those exclusives. Why? Because you're starting up. You didn't have to, right? Give that huge return on investment, because you're not buying, studios worth billions of dollars. You're just not doing that. Now it's a whole different dynamic that this company has, and that's the way it's going to go. The day that Halo hits the PlayStation, right, it's going to be a pivotal moment, guys. It really is going to be a pivotal moment, at least in this generation, because it'll mark the point where everything has changed and Microsoft is going to go the way of Sega. Does that mean they're going to be completely out of, hardware manufacturing? I don't know. That could take many different forms, right? Like, I could see a partnership with Steam, for example. They already have the Steam Deck. Hey, let's make a Xbox Steam Deck thing going on, where you could just license your properties. They have the IPs. It's their responsibility to milk them. It really is, right? You can license your products out. As you saw this short that I made here with the help of my kiddo and my wife, it's something that you could do. I was just making a silly example. Of course, as a Gen Xer, I would love to see it, having Xbox, AAA Xbox titles on 2600 cartridges, right? And of course you can do it on your own. But just to give an example, my VCS, right, my ATARI VCS runs the Game Pass, and it has cloud gaming. And my signal's strong enough that I can play cloud games on my VCS. Does it look the best? No, but they work, right? They work. And if you make these carts, you could literally, excuse me, just give Atari the license numbers, and Atari can take the onus of making the cartridges, because they already do, slap a couple of stickers there, and you're off to the races. It wouldn't matter to Xbox anything, because they wouldn't have anything to do with the hardware. They're just selling their games another platform, and that really is the key. That really is the key. When you have Halo on the Switch, it's going to be another game changer. The mission right now for Xbox is to make money, because they haven't been making money forever. They've been spending a lot of money, but they need to make money. The amounts of money that they've spent on these studios, on these properties, demand that they expand. Now, hopefully the games that they will make will be good enough for people to buy and enjoy, right? Especially now with the whole, go woke, go broke, thing that's going on with the DEI controversies and what have you. And I really don't, want to get in specifically into that, but just talking about it from the point of view that you have to overcome hurdles in the market in order to sell to the most amount of people possible, right? And you really need to sell the games. Just selling the Game Pass is not going to do it. They need for these studios to be profitable, to put games out there that people want to buy. And it's been shown, unfortunately for Xbox, that people want to play their games, but on the PlayStation. It is what it is, man. It's just a better engineered product altogether, even though the quality is there, and that could be a whole nother episode. And I think that I've talked about it more than once, but how would you bring back the Xbox? That would be something else entirely, right? But Microsoft could well sell off the Xbox manufacturing itself, just sell off the console with a guarantee, hey, we're going to give you all the games as soon as they come out, but we'll take our hands off the actual manufacturing. They could sell it to Sega, for example. I wish they would have bought Sega, for my sake. But their priority now is to make money. It really is. Whether it's making trinkets and licensing stuff out, whether it's to Atari or anything else, they need to make money. Now, would I love to see it Man, let me tell you, I would love to see those 2600 cartridges. I'd probably make them on my own. Once I retire, I'll have plenty of time at home. Excuse me. Oh, jeez. I can't cut that out, guys. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Now, to get back to me, I've developed a infection that I'm getting treated for. I can't look at screens at all, and it's gonna take at least a month before I get evaluated again. So this is about as good as it's gonna get. Oh man, at least I have a sense of humor still. But it was pretty trying there the first few days. They have me a lot of restrictions. I'm having more pills and food some days, and still a challenge to hold stuff down. But we're gonna work on it. And I've been following the doctor's orders as much as I can. I've been keeping up with school, using audiobooks and stuff. So hopefully, I'll come back here soon. But man, it's been quite a ride, guys. Let me tell you something. Go back and read the old magazines. When you contrast the old video game magazines to what you read today, you really see the difference of what they were focusing on before, in the 80s and 90s as opposed to now. Back then, it was about getting it right. It was about being a journalist, about being informative, about having the customer enjoy what they're reading. Today is about being first. Not only being first, but trying to convince you of a certain point of view. Man, sometimes I wish I could go back in time. And let me tell you, once I get over all this stuff, oh man, I'm going to get back to playing my old games. I'm really going to concentrate on a lot of retro stuff, which is going to be, not the most popular, but it's probably going to be the most enjoyable. Don't worry, I'm still going to comment on current events, hopefully here, if I can, when I can. But it's going to be a while. All right, humans, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining me. I don't know when this is going up. I have no idea. But whenever you hear it, it's when it's up. And I really want to thank you for subscribing and keeping up with me. And if you really want to read my stuff before it goes up, it's probably going to be on the Substack, because I can use text-to-speech, and I can use Grammarly with text-to-speech, and I can use the AI with text-to-speech to help me edit stuff, and with the help of my wife and kiddos, then I can publish it. So, that's where I'm going to put my detailed thoughts, stuff that needs reference and things like that. You're going to see it up there before it goes up on the channel. Or I might put stuff there that might never go up on the channel. I don't know, It's about putting stuff up there that I enjoy, and making videos that I enjoy right now. All right, humans, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.